Yeah, that things don't always go your own way. I think that was a big part of it. Having to deal with some new challenges. There's, I think, a lot more energy goes into your cricket, and that's it's been really enjoyable, to be honest, to experience a number of different scenarios, and for the majority of the times to be able to come out on top has been really pleasing for me personally, but more importantly for us as a side. With what's a busy end to this summer and a very busy winter, to win how we did was really pleasing and gives us a lot of confidence going into the rest of that.
Man management wise, obviously you had people like Moeen and yourself, and Ben was all in decent form. You had one or two players not so good. Did you find that you were spending a bit more time with them? How did that side of things shake out?
Yeah, I think it's a difficult one. You want to try and get the balance right of giving them their space to look after their own games and themselves, and obviously give them support and confidence when the opportunities arise. But I think that's something, again, over time I'll learn how to manage a little bit better. And the guys that didn't necessarily perform as well as they want, I have full confidence that they'll come back strong, whether it's within the side currently or going back into county cricket.
And looking ahead now, that three debuts last time, Mark Stoneman and Mason Crane in this time. You're probably looking ahead to the winter. You probably want to be giving out a few less debuts and settling it down a little bit. The 11 or the 13, I guess. Yeah,
ideally you would, but I think it's also a great opportunity for them to throw their hands up for what's an exciting winter. They're fully deserving of their opportunities within the squad, and I think there's 3 test matches here where potentially they can put a strong case forward for a very important winter.
As a captain, how exciting is it to have a young, bright, hungry, enthusiastic leg spinner who's willing to throw the ball up? I mean, it's probably something a lot of your predecessors haven't had the opportunity to always have.
Yeah, it is very exciting, and he's a very talented young cricketer, and he's got a very bright future. But I think it's very important you don't put too much pressure on him and expect too much from him at such a young age. But he's fully deserving of his opportunity to be involved in this squad, and I'm very excited to see him go about his business. He looks like a very confident young man that has a great all-round game. So hopefully he's got a lot to offer for England.
Would you expect him to particularly? I mean, we expect Stoneman to play. Would you expect him to play a test in the West Indies series?
Yeah, if the surfaces, if they look like they're going to spin and we want to play 2 spinning options, then we could very well be a big part of this series. Looking
at the pink ball match, that's obviously, I guess you were spending a lot of the summer leaning on Alistair and asking a bit of advice. He's got no advice to give you on day-night cricket. What's how much of a new venture into the unknown is that for the team for you?
Yeah, it's complete unknown, and we've all played a round of it in the county stuff earlier this year. But in terms of international cricket, there's not really many people you can ask for advice, and I don't think ringing up the Australians is much of an option. So it's new. There's going to be different challenges and different conditions to deal with, but I think that's quite an exciting place to be, and it should be a very entertaining spectacle.
How important was that to get this game scheduled, do you think, given that, as you say, of the 4 matches that have been played day and night, Aussies have had 3 of them there, getting on to being old hands? Was it important that you guys did get the chance to do that before it comes around to Adelaide?
Yeah, I think with there being an Ashes Test match, it was important that we didn't go in there cold and not have any idea of what it would be like. It will be slightly different, obviously. The temperatures later on in the day will be slightly different, and we're using a different pink ball. But it looks great under lights. I think for entertainment and for people to come and watch, I think it's going to be a great spectacle. So in terms of the side preparing, it's a great opportunity for us to do just that. Get a feel for it and hopefully find a good way of performing well in a different type of Test cricket.
We all know that the schedule's pretty packed and you don't have masses of time to practice other things. I mean, how much have you guys had a chance to work out with this ping ball, work under lights? I guess it's pretty limited in terms of it live practice as such?
Yeah, we've if we're being brutally honest, there's not been a huge amount of pink ball practice during the last series. I think it was really important we focus hard on making sure that was a success. Guys have done stuff in their own time, I think, leading up to this week, and I'm sure they will over the course of the weekend. We have 3 days practice at different points of the day leading into the game. So I feel that with that round of county cricket that we've also played, there'll be a little bit of experience there. We have 3 good days practice, and we should go into it with a lot of confidence.
I know you only placed, I think it was 13 balls in the round that you faced, but in that game, Jason Roy hit 87, and he came out and said that it was beginner's luck, and he'd had 15 minutes of net practice against it.
Yeah, well, it just shows that the same principles of the game are very much the same. It's still same length pitch. It's obviously a different colour, but guys switch between white and red balls all the time, and playing with the pink ball, it shouldn't be too much of an issue as long as you're not colourblind or you really struggle with that balance. But it's an interesting state to where Test cricket is at the moment, and I think it should be very exciting for people to come watch.
Just as you mentioned being colourblind, obviously Gary was in the squad till he got injured again. Was that ever a concern with the 3 pink Test matches coming up that he has that issue, or was it just settled?
I think with looking at the Yorkshire game, he obviously played in that one. He didn't bat, but with the seam being black now instead of it being white, it made it a lot easier for him to pick it up. So I think it's something that he was slightly concerned about. But if he says he's fit to play in county cricket, and he can get some runs in domestic level and can go well in practice, then I don't see why that would be an issue in his selection.
Would he theoretically be the man in possession, having been selected and then injured, or is Tom Westley now it's his to lose? What's the situation?
It's very difficult to say, isn't it? You don't know how things would have turned out, but Tom's come into the side, and he's performed very well on some spicy wickets at the top of the order. So it's great to see guys coming into the team, putting a hand up, putting in a strong performance, and I think his challenge now over the next 3 games is to drive that forward and make some really big scores.